Hey there, it's Patmos, and very nice of you to join me for a brand new series of Victoria 3. Let's start a new game, as we're going to do the Economic Dominance Mission 1, and we're going to play as the United States. Let's start up the game. Let's see, can we ban slavery? Can we do other things? Can we avoid a revolution and a civil war? Or, well, maybe not, we'll see. Let's see what it has to say. Through the course of this objective, you will be given a series of journal entries to complete. How you choose to complete these tasks will be left up to you. You will need to have an iron or coal mine in your country before getting your first journal entry. Alright, well, we'll see. Let's get onward. So let's take a look at our country. We have a GDP of 30 million, so that's not that good actually. We are, okay, literate. Life expectancy and the standard of living is not that good. We have only 15 million people in our little nation. You can see that there's still a lot out there that we don't control yet. We do make some money, which is nice. And of course we have a lot of other things that we'll have to take a look at. But first let's get into some research. We have the production tree, the military tree. I like to go to the military one and at least get my defenses up a bit. So let's get for field works. I just like to go with that. Let's see, we have some options here. We have unused production potential, so we're going to produce a lot of stuff. We have a low government legitimacy. That's not good, but hopefully we can do something about that soon. Are we in for an election yet? No. Oh well, maybe we can just change the government straight away. Let's see, who should we get into? I'd like the intelligentsia, but going together with the industrialists, that's not... Well, it's a plus. What happens if I put these in too? Interesting. Well, the best option would be just the Democratic Party, I guess. But that's the Southern Planters and the Evangelicals, and I don't want those in the government, actually. This could be an option too. Just get the intelligentsia in. At least we have a legitimacy of 50. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. No laws, no institutions that we can get yet, because that's way too early. Now, one of the things we need to do, we can already see that we have a few colonies, is to see if we can get more. And we can. We can get a colony in Oklahoma, the Great Plains. We can get colonies in La Plata, which are down here, of course, in Argentine. Or what's now Argentine, which is good, because that means that there's a lot of stuff that we can get some extra nations here, some extra land that we can use, so that's always good, I guess. And let's see. There's a war going on in Texas between Mexico and Texas. Now, I would really love to get Texas incorporated, of course. So we need to befriend them. So let's start improving relations with them. I think we could even start bankrolling them, so they start to like us a lot quicker. It will cost us a little bit of money, but we have that. And by doing so, if Texas wins the war against Mexico, which is something that needs to happen, and they like us enough, they will join us into the nation. So that's very good. All right, we have all of this working. Can we establish a new... No. All right, so one of the things I would like to do is remove one of these interests. We'll remove this interest. And we'll move it this way, so we can get some colonies out there too. That would be great. Alright, let's wait and see what happens. We need to start constructing some stuff, but I also like to unpause now, so that we can get the first mission out. There it is. Expand the iron mines in Connecticut. So that's what we're going to do. Expand the iron mines in Connecticut. There it is. We'll just build one. I guess that's good. That's all that we need. And now we need to take a look at our market to decide what else we need to do. What's expensive in our market? Well, basic luxury goods. Paper is expensive. That's not good for our government. We can see food is expensive. Things like grain, coal, groceries. Tools are expensive. We seem to have an okay amount of iron. And where's wood? Oh, there. All right, so we basically have shortages in most things. So let's do it like this. We'll build 3 iron mines. We'll build 3 coal mines. We'll build 3 wood or logging camps. That should help out to make sure that we can get to more tooling factories. And let's see, fabric and dye. How are we doing with fabric and dye? We have a shortage in fabric, we have a shortage in dye. So basically, we're going to need a lot more stuff like this. This is grain. Well, 30 grain, 40 fabric, fertilizer and meat. This is also very interesting, but I'm going to go with the wheat farms now. We're just going to set up some basics now that will slowly help to grow our economy, give people a job, which is very good, and should help us to raise our GDP a bit and make sure that we head into the right direction, lowering some prices a bit for the people so that they can get richer, which would be nice. Let's see, input goods shortage. We really need iron. Oh, I thought we had enough, but right now we need more iron, so let's trade for it. We have expensive government goods. I knew that. Already saw that paper was quite expensive, so we need to do something about that too. The more we can import, the lower the prices will be for those products, and the better it will be for us, because we have to spend less money on it. Now, in the end, we're also going to need a few ports to actually access these isolated regions, and there might be uprisings down there, so it would be very much to our benefit to actually get some stuff there. Ooh, what do we get here? President Andrew Jackson has defied the ruling of the Supreme Court and ordered the removal of the Cherokee people to the Indian Territory. Is that even legal? What will happen? Adds the Indian removal to the Journal of the United States of America. Okay. So we now have the Indian removal. Well, as you may have heard, I have some throat issues. I hope they get resolved soon. I'm all well on other fronts, but just a little throat issue. So I'll turn the audio off sometimes to just have a little cough, but that's it. Alright, let's see. We should be improving relations with some nations, but we should also start colonizing in Utah, of course. That's good. Let's improve our relations with the Hudson Bay Company, with the Columbia District for now, not with Mexico. Gonna go to war with them at a certain point. But I'd like to improve my relations with some of the big powers, so that we don't get into wars with them too quickly. Now the thing is, we make a little bit of money. We have 3 million to spare. So I'm thinking, let's improve our construction. Let's build 2 extra construction sectors. Not too many, because this will raise the price of iron again and tools and stuff. And by raising those prices, things will get a lot more expensive. So we'll have to do something. Not too much expansion of the production facilities, but we will do that over time. Let's see. Henry Clay, leader of the intelligentsia, has proposed outright prohibition slavery in all of our new Western territories. Oh, that sounds smart. Some opponents demand simple moderation, but others are demanding legalization of slavery in all new territories. Should we reject him? Then, well, we get a lot of disapproval. If we approve him, we get a lot of approval, but also a lot of disapproval from the southern planters. And yeah, we're going to abolish slavery in the West and accept what he says. Most of the people will like us, just the southern planters, but, well, they're not the ones I want to befriend anyway, so that's okay. Expanding our industry is done. All right, we've completed the first part of the economic process. And we now need to continue. Well, we need a level 4 steel mill in a state. Let's see if we go to the steel mill. We can see if we already have... Yeah, we already have a level 3 one. So let's just build one there. See how that does and if it really helps us or not. I hope it does in the end, but it might take some time because I'm not sure if we're already using the steel. We can see that Texas is not doing that good. Basically, they're losing, which is not a thing that I want to see. Yeah, that's just not good. They should not be losing. Yeah, they're getting their asses whooped. Let's hope. I think the war goal will be that they will annex them, and that's not what I wanted to happen. It makes it extra hard for us to get this. Well, we'll see how we'll deal with that. We'll do that at a later point, of course. Let's see, is there any laws that we can do or something interesting? We now have consensus suffrage. Oh, we'd like to get to universal suffrage in the end, but not right now. Elected bureaucrats, that's good. No home affairs. Guaranteed liberties. Yeah. Colonial resettlement. So I would like to get to exploitation, but that's kind of tough with the US. Let's see. This could be part of our laws. We get less radicals and less state penalties. Legal guardianship. Yeah, we could ban slavery, but I think this will radicalize the southern planters, and they have a clout of 22%, and that's not what we want, because that will get us into a revolution. So it's better to make sure that they don't have that big of a clout, and then start it, so we might not end up in a revolution. That could be to our benefit. Now we can already see that by expanding the construction sectors, we're now losing money, because construction gets really expensive. Yeah, they got taxes. That was not what I want to see happening. That really strengthens Mexico. So, well, we're going to have to fight them in the end, but this was not what I wanted happening. Oh boy, well, we'll deal with it. It just gets a little bit tougher. Alright, let's see. Slavery ban, poor laws, local police force. There's a lot of laws that the people want, and that we're not getting them at this point. Gold has been discovered. Alright, interesting. Not that we can do anything with it right now, but alright, it's discovered. Well, slowly things get built. We can see our economy is very slowly growing. At least that's the right direction that we want to get into. Unproductive trade routes. We're not really trading for iron. Okay. Can we make some money? Let's see. Well, we're exporting a lot of fabric, so if you put a tariff on it, we can make some money on that. Anything else that we're exporting a lot of? Small arms. Let's put a tariff on that. Ammunition. Those are the things I want to keep domestically anyway, so let's make them pay for it if they really want it. Alright, this is good. Let's see. We really got the edges of the biggest prices. But now tools very expensive, iron very expensive, paper still very expensive. Let's go see the production methods that we use. For paper we use sulfite. So we need wood and sulfur to produce paper. Now we don't have that much wood, but we have some. Do we have some sulfur to spare? Only a little bit. So what we could do to help paper production is just get 2 paper mills extra. We'll place them in Ohio. We'll put them at the front of the queue. If you hit the Alt button while you click building, so you hit Alt right now and then you hit click, then, this is good. Then it will be placed at the front of the production queue, so it will be built straight away. That could really lower the price for paper, and that should be able to help us. We're now building a capacity of 140 new paper. That will really lower the deficit that we have right now. Alright, we now have the dedicated police force. The southern planters won't like it, but we can already see their clout going down. And, well, the others do like it, so that's good, and we get less radicals. So I like it this way. So let's continue. Let's see how well we can do. John Ross protest petition. Let's read this. Chief John Ross, one of the principal Cherokee chiefs, has presented a petition to Congress asking them to void the treaty which will compel the Cherokee Nation to relocate to the Indian Territory. His petition has almost as many signatures as the entire Eastern Cherokee population. Let's see, a treaty is a treaty. We cannot resent what we have signed. That will be having the approval of the Southern planters. Or our conscience compels us to void the removal treaty. Well, this will make sure that we get no removals for 3 years, but I don't know what we gain from it. And this will keep things going and get the southern planters a bit happy, and they're not too happy with us, so it would be nice if they get a little bit more happy. So I guess we're just going to continue with it. Brazil has won one of its wars. They fight 2 wars from the beginning. Let's see, the Democratic Party and the Whig Party are the ones with the votes. We now have a better legitimacy. The evangelicals want to join the Whig Party. But that won't be that good for us, actually. What if we get these in? If I get these out, yeah, let's see. We put in the intelligentsia and the... I guess I should just keep the intelligentsia. That's the best way. Yeah, this is the best option, I guess. Alright, let's see. Any more new laws that we can get that I would like to have at a certain point? Yeah, we can still ban slavery, but that's not going to happen. Porter-pipe women. Interesting. Although this will also radicalize the southern planters, and I don't really want that. Guaranteed liberties. That could be interesting. It will give us a 10% reduction in revolution or secession speed. We get fewer radicals from standard of living, and we get more loyalists from standard of living. So this could be interesting if we can get that one. I like that. It's usually one you get a little bit later, but this would be interesting. Let's see if we can make that happen. Yeah, this is all still very expensive. So basically what we're trying to do is get an economy where all the basic products are not that expensive anymore. And then get working on expanding the economy even further. If we take a look at that. Oh, there's a lot of stuff happening. Oh, City of Plenty. The most prominent members of New York high society have been organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Should we let them celebrate, or the party will never end, so it will be even longer? Just let them celebrate. The fugitive slave. A slave belonging to John Calhoun has escaped his estate and fled to the northern Free State. Calhoun has demanded his return, but abolitionists are calling for his demands to be ignored. Alright, let's see. We shall find and return John Calhoun's fugitive slave. That will please the southern planters, but the rest will be pissed off with us. Or we can just do nothing. We're not going to do anything. The guy went free, so that's fine. In accordance with the removal treaty, it is time for the Cherokee of North Carolina to relocate to the Union Territory. Some holdouts refuse to leave their homes, and many are poorly equipped for the journey. Coerce them by bayonet point, which means that a lot of people will die, or offer some assistance. This will cost us money. And some Cherokee people will die. But we have to be paying for the removal. Alright, well, we'll pay for it this time. That's okay, that's okay. We don't want them all to die. That's not nice. Alright, let's take a look at the market. Price of paper still really high. Price of tools is high. Coal should be okay, yes. Alright, so slowly we get there. Let's just take a look. That until here will be a year before this is all completed. So it takes a long time to build stuff. But it's good, it's good. Especially in the beginning when you have such a short building production of buildings, then yeah, it takes a long time. Later on, it will get better and better. Alright, how are we doing? We can do another colony in Dixie, Texas. That's nice. Let's do so. Oh boy, I don't like this. I really don't like the fact that the Mexican got that. Mexico can be tough in the beginning because they are quite strong at this point. Not in terms of army size, but they are actually quite strong. And we're not that strong. We only have 11 battalions. We have a lot of battalions that we can conscript, but they're really weak. So right now we're not that strong actually. And I don't want to spend too much money on expanding the military at this point. We need a solid economy first. That takes some time. But as soon as we get that, we can do something against our Mexican enemy. Hopefully, then of course the other big nations won't intervene. That's where the befriending nations come in. So let's keep befriending the big nations. Make sure they like us a bit, so they're less likely to step in. Unproductive trade routes for iron. Alright, well, we're not importing that much. Should be seeking out new trade routes anyway. Ah, the... Oh, it's decreased. Oh, I thought it was increased. Oh, that's not good. Smaller chance of getting guaranteed liberties. But let's see. Can we trade for some more tools? Yeah, only a little bit. That's not going to help. Can we trade for some more iron? Yeah, not really. These are all amounts that are not going to help. Which is a problem. Can we trade for some paper? No, that's usually scarce on the market. Maybe some furniture. Oh, we could trade for some furniture and lower pricing. But it's just a matter of... the paper mills are done now. And the logging camps get done. Now we get 2 tooling workshops. We're not producing that many tools in them, 80. And we have a shortage of 278. So it will relieve some of the pricing, but not too much. We can see, however, that the price of paper went down big time because of the 2 paper mills. And that's helping us with our budget as well. So that's a good one. So we should keep continuing in this direction. And one of the things we should keep doing is building new things like iron mines, coal mines, lumber camps. But let's first invest a little bit in food. And then hopefully soon we can expand our building facilities again. 1, 2, 3. We don't need that much coal at this point, actually. We might need an extra sulfur mine, though. So let's all put that into the queue. Now we still have 2.5 million in gold reserves. And running a slight deficit is okay, actually. So we might do well by expanding the construction sectors a bit more, again. Just a bit more. Until we... well, if the deficit gets too big, then we'll run into a problem. But right now we won't. Because we have this big chunk of gold we're sitting on. And we can fix... or we can handle a slight deficit as well. Even if we get some of the... if we have to take a credit. Let's see. With the proposal to pass the Guaranteed Liberties Law, members of the government have voiced their concerns about its compromising the nation's internal security. Oh well, that's not good. But if we give up a little bit of bureaucracy, then we get a bigger enactment chance. Alright, let's do that. Let's take a look at our taxes. We're not taxing that much. I like that, because that means that people have more money to spend, so they won't be that impoverished. What we could do is add some taxes. For instance, if we tax luxury furniture, we already get into the green numbers again. And since this is a luxury good, we could easily do that. Same with tobacco. Let's do that. Let's take that, have that money, and expand our production sectors a bit more. This is a good way to make sure that we can build much more than we are doing right now. We're getting the tooling workshop, which should lower pricing again. Alright, well this is a good way to spend our money. We can now build almost 3 buildings at the same time, which is a big plus. Means that production goes quicker. So far we were able to build 2 buildings at the same time. And with all the added production, we are now able to build 3 buildings. The Ripper, gruesome murders. The Herald newspaper reports a series of horrific murders in New York. According to the article, the police are powerless to stop the murderer, who they dubbed the New York Ripper. Well, we must bring the killer to justice. We get a lot of radicals extra for standard of living decrease, but yeah, it is what has to happen, I guess. We'll see. I'm not worried about this too much. Yeah, we are now really building 3 buildings at the same time. And that's making things go... Ooh, the Ripper. Police in New York have received a letter allegedly written by the New York Ripper. The cryptic note might hold the key to uncovering his identity. It sings at noon in winter, never during fall. If you look at it through the mirror, it will get nearer. If you look through the snow, you'll see it below. I'll be in after dark, come or not you might, but bear constantly in mind that I'm not always that kind. Alright, the arcane symbols are indecipherable. We get, 2 years with -10 legitimacy. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, well, our legitimacy is quite okay. Although I would have wanted better, but we'll see. For now, we're faring okay. We have no chance of enacting this because it will probably be too costly. Oh, it won't be actually. We can get more education out. That's nice. Let's get more education. Let's educate our people so that they can do a better job. Discord within the industrialists. The influential faction within the industrialists has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of guarantees liberties. Themselves in favor of the law, they have now resolved a form of separate political faction intent on passing it. With their support, the bill can pass, or the intelligentsia extends an open hand to these mavericks and they will move over to the intelligentsia. Alright, we'll do that. We now have a 1 in 3 chance of enacting this law. Let's hope we pass it now. Expensive government goods, just iron. Unproductive trade routes for paper, because we are producing a lot more paper ourselves, so that's good. We still have the isolated regions, and we need more iron. Let's import some iron. That should help out. How big is the shortage? Quite big, actually. And iron is now really expensive. So let's change this out and tell them to just build these 3 first. Let's get the 3 iron mines done. The extra food is nice, and we do need it to keep prices of food low, because we're still having a slight deficit in grain. But this will surely help, and we should first lower the price of iron. And 1 iron mine will only give us extra 40. So we're going to need a lot more iron mines at this point. But at least these 3 will be a start. And we're even slowly building the 4th building now, so that's very good. I don't mind the deficit that we have, because most of it comes from the iron. Alright, we got fieldworks. Let's go over to our production. Let's see what we can do to help out the different factories that we have. Let's see what we could use. We could use nitroglycerin for our mining. Let's do that. That should help us mine more resources, and we can expand the production of iron and coal and stuff without building extra factories. So that could be to our benefit. We do need some extra explosives for it, but we can build some fertilizer plants, chemical plants, and get some of those explosives that way. So that should work. We are still doing good with all the colonies. Yes, and as long as the nations don't rise up, we stand a good chance. If a few nations rise up at the same time, oh, that's not good. But as long as they're not standing up, it's nice. A cry for freedom. A protest advocating for the Guaranteed Liberties law was called in order to silence the detractors. However, the police force decided to take the law in their own hands and violently repress the protesters. Both parties need to calm down. We get an enactment time bonus and an enactment chance bonus, but lower strata pops become more radical, or the police will have to publicly apologize for it. Ooh, we get an enactment time and enactment bigger bonus, but 10% of the officer pops become more radical and 10% of the serviceman pops become more radical, and we get disapproval by the armed forces. But that's okay. I really like this. Let's get it. Because now we can really pass that law, and I want that. I want to pass that law. That would be good. Alright, here comes the extra iron mines. Just 1 more week. And that should surely help us out. Lowering these prices, because the price of construction should go down. We still have 2 million in gold reserve, so we don't have to worry. And we are well on our way now of getting a working economy. Already expanded the economy by almost 5 million, which is 1/6 more than we had, because we had an economy of 30 million and now it's 35 million. So we're getting somewhere. We take a look at our economy, we can see that we are the number 6 economy in the world right now. Long way to go to becoming the biggest, but we are well on our way. Let's try and expand all the time and see how far we can get. Our colonies are doing good. Just wish we could really grow our population quickly. And we can now see the iron mines taking effect. Especially if we look at the pricing for construction goods, we can see that lowered quite a bit. And that's why we are now running a very slightly deficit. And if we build a few extra iron mines, we might even get up to running a little plus. So that's good. All right, we get the ports now for the nations down here in Argentina. That's good. So if something happens or we can get resources there, then that's very useful. Another cry for freedom. Let's read it. Well, it's the same one, so I guess it doesn't really matter which one we pick. But I don't want to antagonize the armed forces even further, so we'll take this one right now. Now we should really have a big chance of enacting it. And usually the numbers don't get this high, but we'll see. The ports get done, then we get the steel mill, and then we get some coal and stuff. And after that, we just need a lot more iron. Let's just build 5 more. I don't really care. We need it. We need to get the bases up for our economy. Yeah, these are all luxury goods. I don't really mind about the high prices for them. We need to invest some in groceries later on. And then tools and iron. Let's build 2 more tooling factories. After this, of course. So it will take 1.5 years before the tooling factories get done. But that's okay. We keep working on the economy right now. We have a good enactment chance. Slavery banned. Yeah, that's not going to happen as long as the southern planters are this strong. But we'll get to it at a certain point. We're getting the new institution, which is good. More people have access to the education. And better educated people means that once we get to the more advanced factories, we actually have people that can work there. We now have guaranteed liberties. Very good. Very good. I wonder what that does with some of the happiness. And of course with some parts of the cloud of the people, but we'll see. For now, we're not running an election yet. We'll get to that soon again. Low market access in New York and North Carolina. Well, that's a thing to be worried about. We can already build railroads, but we're also going to need trains then. I think we're going to expand the ports first. So 1 port right there. Because that also gives a little bonus into infrastructure. And that should be sufficient for now. Yeah, iron and wood are expensive, but we're working on that. The Indian removal. In accordance to the removal treaty, it is time for the Cherokee of Arkansas to relocate to the Indian Territory. Some holdouts refuse to leave their homes, as many are poorly equipped for the journey. Well, we can spend some money on it again. That's okay. The caning of Henry Clay. Henry Clay, an outspoken abolitionist, has been beaten with a cane by John Calhoun, a slave owner. Clay's injuries compel him to convalesce and retire from public office, while Calhoun still currently walks free. John Calhoun was just defending his honor. We will do nothing. No, that's not going to happen. John Calhoun assaulted a citizen. He must be removed from office and arrested. Yeah, that's going to happen. We have to get them both out. You can't just hit somebody with a cane. That's not good. That is not okay. All right, well, we made some progress. We grew our economy a little bit. Got some extra education up. And we enacted some laws that I really like. So that's good. We are doing some nice work with the colonies. Too bad we lost taxes to the Mexicans, but yeah, we couldn't really do much about it. So this is a good moment to actually wrap this one up. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Of course, tune in next week for the next episode. And see you then. Bye-bye.